Nutrition plays a vital role in both performance and overall well-being, yet many people really do struggle to find the right balance. But with us today, we have Laura Johnston, a familiar face over here, CEO of Phytoceutics, and registered dietitian Keri Lambooy to break down common nutritional myths, as well as explore the importance of micronutrient balance and highlight key supplements for optimal health and fitness. Ladies, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
We
you.
were talking about this a bit off air, how nutrition and also gut health has really become buzzwords recently. So it only makes sense that we get into this conversation. And Keri, maybe I could start with you. I understand that within your world of nutrition, you have quite a keen interest on sports nutrition. So can you tell me a little bit more about that and also the issues that your patients are facing recently?
It's actually quite crazy. We're seeing so many patients who are actually underfueling rather than overfueling. And what I mean by that is we are eating way too little for our body's demand. So that may be just general bodily functions, but then also exercise performance. You know, in Cape Town, in South Africa, we're running, we've got lots of things going on, and people aren't fueling themselves for the demand. And then more importantly, we're seeing people that they may be eating the right amount of total calories, but they're lacking so much in specific macronutrients or even micronutrients. So if someone's way under eating in protein, it might affect their muscle recovery, satiety, muscle gains even, or if it's like carbohydrates, it affects energy, mental fog, all those sorts of things, and your exercise output is way reduced.
It's so interesting because when you brought it up, I was going to ask you, is it a lack of the nutrients in the diet or too many nutrients, too many calories, which kind of brings me to asking, is there an ideal balance that you can find when it does come to those micronutrients?
With macronutrients, we have the standard kind of recommendation, which is about 40 to 45% of total calories from carbohydrates.
Okay.
Then we have about 20 to 25, sometimes up to 30 for protein, and then fat is plus minus 30% of total calories. But it's so funny because I think diet culture has created such a phobia towards carbs. I think people are now thinking, oh my gosh, if I eat too many carbs, I'm gonna gain weight. And that's completely untrue. Carbohydrates and blood sugar and glucose is our body's primary source of energy.
So the balance is what you want to strike at the end of the day.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay,
I think it's also macronutrients all have their own functions. So as soon as we're taking something out, we kind of throwing that function away in the body, and the body has to compensate in some way, and it leaves us with deficiencies or feeling fatigue, mental fog, and what we actually see is people get used to this feeling of
like
deficiency.
A new normal.
Yes, they say my new normal is just feeling tired every day, and that's also where supplements are very great in helping those diet gaps.
Which is a great segue. Your take on nutrition, where does supplements come in?
You know, these diets, these extreme diets are resulting in nutritional deficiencies. And, you know, even if you have a great diet, there are still common nutritional deficiencies that most people need to supplement for. And vitamin D3 is a perfect example of that. And Keri and I were chatting that she puts most of her patients on vitamin D3. And if you go for a blood test, even then, the range of low to high is often not even really good enough for the majority of patients. Like, you should be on the upper side of the range, if not over that. So, you know, most people could do with a good D3. We have a fantastic D3 oral spray that Keri loves because it tastes nice. You don't have to swallow a capsule. You can take it on the go. And then, you know, something like omega-3. And, you know, it's back to the basics. People don't eat a lot of fish. Omega-3 is so important for so many things, for your brain health, for inflammation, for mental health, for your skin. You know, it's really a catch-all. And, you know, there are so many bad omegas out there. And again, Keri and I were saying, she was like, there's probably only 3 or 4 in the market that she would recommend because majority don't have enough EPA, DHA, and the right ratio in it. So these are the 2 fatty acids in an omega. So our purest omega is a high EPA, DHA. It's really good quality, and it's something that a lot of people would benefit in their diet.
Very interesting. I've got to ask you though, where does one even begin? Because now I've eaten the percentage of this, percentage of that, but I might still be needing some supplementation. Is the blood test the first step towards getting that right?
Yes, for sure. So within practice and nutrition, we always want to go for the most individualized approach. So if we can't just give and take whatever we want, because there are risks of toxicities for certain vitamins and minerals and things like that. And also, we've spoken off air, like things can be expensive. If you're going to buy the whole range when you only need one or two, you're probably not going to be consistent with it over months because it gets too expensive. So we do want to make sure we're doing blood tests, and like Laura said, make sure we see where you fall within the ranges and how your bloods are looking. And then we supplement and we keep retesting until we are kind of happy with where you are.
Right.
And especially vitamin D, like when you head into winter, no sun, no nothing, up before dark, go to bed before dark. So many people are vitamin D deficient and don't even know.
And it becomes their new normal.
Yeah, and that'll affect your mood, it'll affect your bone health, and like things you don't even know are associated with a deficiency.
With the lack of sun. Oh my goodness. Ladies, thank you so much. That was a very, very informative. I think I need to come and get my blood test so I can see, is this fatigue because I'm waking up at 4 a.m. or is it something else? Thank you for being here. Really do appreciate you. And we want you to find the right balance in nutrition, because it isn't about restriction, right? Like we've spoken about today. It's about fueling your body with what it really needs at the end of the day. And with the right macronutrients and key supplements, and also a better understanding of what your body really needs, you can support both performance and overall well-being. Of course, for more information on the right products, the quality products to use, visit Phytoceutics.com.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code EXPRESSO for 15% off at Phytoceutics.com.